Hello there, this is Chris McCarthy with Factory Web Source, and in this video tutorial, I'm going to show you how you create a new form on your website. By default, we've included a form over here on your Contact Us page, which includes fields for name, phone number, email address. But if you want to add additional forms to your website, you can add as many as you would like. So I'm going to show you how you create a new form, and then I'm going to show you how you go about adding it to a page. So first off, log into your control panel, and then over here on the left, click on Forms. So by default, you have one form that's been added to your page. That's the form that's on your contact page. To add a new one, just up here in the top, click Add New. Go ahead and title the form, and you can add a description if you would like. Click on Create Form. This is the editable area for the new form. So what's going to happen is over here on the left is where you're going to build your form, and then over here on the right are the fields that are available to you. For the most part, you're probably going to be using the standard fields and then possibly some of the advanced fields. So I'm going to show you how you just kind of build a basic form. So for example, I want to add a first name field. So I'm going to click single line text, and then it's going to bring this form over to here. It's untitled right now. So just expand by using this little arrow and title this form, or put a label on this form. This is going to be first name. And then you can make it required or not. Make that one required. So that one is all set up. There's some additional settings under here for appearance and advanced, so you can play around with these as well. I'm also going to add another field for last name. So once again, click on single line text. Expand this down. Click on last name, or add that last name heading to there, and also make that required. Now you also, under advanced fields, have the option of using the name field. So by clicking on that, it's going to bring this over here that automatically has the first and last name in there. So you can use that as an option as well. If you want to delete a field, just go ahead and click on the X. It's going to ask you if you want to delete it. Click OK, and it's going to remove that form field in there. If you want to duplicate a field, click on the duplicate button, and it's going to duplicate that field right down here, and then you could adjust the settings accordingly. I'm going to delete this one. Another field I'm going to add in here under the advanced is I'm going to add address, and it's immediately going to bring an address field over into here. And once again, you can drop this menu down and change up the different settings and the form fields that are available on that form. I'm going to add a phone number field, so click on phone. It's going to add that over here. That one looks good. If I want to make it required, I can go ahead and make that required. And then also I'm going to add an email form. So last form down there, make this one required as well. And lastly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a large paragraph text under standard fields. So that's going to give me a large area for people to add additional comments. So I'm going to title this. And that one is all set too. Once you're happy with the way your form looks over here on the left, just click on Update. So that is saving that new form. So if I was to go back to Forms over here, what you're going to see is now I have two forms in here. We have the original free quote form, and now we have a new form. So that form is now ready to go and can be added to a page. So I'm going to show you how you go about adding that to a page today. For this demo, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add it to the bottom of the About Us page. So click over here on the About Us page. What I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to add it right down here on the bottom in between the testimonials and the call to action row that's down here. So back over into your control panel, we're going to look for that About Us page. So click on Pages, and then open up and click on the About page. So we're utilizing this visual drag and drop page builder. So this is a representation of all the rows that are on the About Us page. We have the main heading page. We have all the different photos in this row. We have the Why Choose Us. We have that testimonials row that's right here, and then that call to action row down here in the bottom. So what I want to do is I'm going to add this form to this page in between this row and this row here. By doing that, all I do is click on this plus button at the bottom, which is going to add an element. First, I'm going to choose a row. So it's adding a row in here. Now what I want to do is I'm going to click on here and I'm going to drag this row right up to here, let go, and now it's inserting that row in between testimonials and headings. So now I have the row set up. I can adjust the settings in here. If I want to change the background color or add an image, I can do that. But I can add a background color of white in here if I'd like. Save those changes. Next thing I want to do is I want to add that form into this row. So on this plus button, you're going to click on that. Opens up the add element window where you have a selection of many different elements that you can add into this row. We are looking for gravity forms. So here's the gravity form. I simply click on that. It's added it in here, and it's also opened up the gravity form setting panel. So you want to select the one you want to do. New form is the one we just created. So that's that new form. There's some additional settings you want to set here. And then go ahead and click on Save Changes. So now you'll see I have this gravity form within this row, and it's in between the testimonials and the footer row. So once I'm set up with that, I just go ahead and click on Update. So it's updating this page. Now when I go back to the website, and if I go ahead and I refresh this browser, and then scroll back down, what you're going to see is now between the testimonials and the call to action row down here at the bottom, I have this new form that I created with the first name, last name, address, phone, email, and the comment section. So if you want to go ahead and edit this form any further, you simply visit the control panel, log in, go back over to forms, select the form that you want to edit, for example, new form. And if I wanted to remove the address option, I would just go ahead and click on that, remove that address, now update. So it's updating the form. Now when I go back to the website, this form has been loaded into this page already, but if I refresh the browser, since I made the edits on that form, now the address field has been removed and it just has those additional fields in there that we added before. So that's how you go about creating a new form on your Factory WebSource website, and also how you go about adding that to a new page. If you need more help or additional support, please click on the support tab that's located over here in the left of your control panel, and we'd be happy to help.